Welcome back to the channel. This week on the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener, it's all about sorting out the compost bins and getting them turned and ready to receive the stuff from the veggie garden. And once the compost bins are all sorted, it's all about clearing those veggie beds ready for the season's coming vegetables. And once those beds are all cleared and ready to go, it's all about getting in the vegetable seedlings for this coming winter season. Come potter with me in the garden. My name is Dawn and I am the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener. Good morning. Well, it's just after 9 a.m. It's Tuesday and I am out in the garden by the compost bins because I have to do them. I must admit it's not my favourite chore, mainly because it's sort of quite physically hard, but yeah, I need to get into it. I didn't get it done over the weekend. I had other things on and people were busy, so it happens. Now, before I go on much further, I just need to apologise if there's a lot of background noise today. There's been a house being built in the street over and they are at the foundation part and it can be quite noisy, doesn't matter what I do because it's going to go on all day. What you can't see is Bo. He's just down here. He's come to check out what I'm doing. Having your Bobo. I'm out earlier than I normally am. I'm normally on the computer first thing in the morning, but I decided I wanted to get this done while it was still relatively cool. It's meant to get up to around 20 today, so that's quite good. So I thought if I could at least get the ready compost bagged up today, and I may start on turning. I'll just see how I go. I don't want to push it, but yeah. But I've got a big pile of stuff sitting on one of the beds at the moment that needs to go into the bin. And until that's done, I can't really do a lot more out on the beds themselves. I can tidy up and do a wee bit, but it all just gets thrown on that bed. So I need to get a move on. Now, I'm not going to do a big long explanation about composting. I've done that before and I'll link that video into the description for you to have a look at if you're interested. That was about 6 months ago. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just going to get on with it. And we'll have a look at what the compost is like and what I'm about to get challenged with, really. So for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know I do the 3-bin system. I've just got the Daleks. They don't do hot composting. It's just standard cold composting. So this is my middle bin. This is the one that does the final compost. And this is the one I need to empty today. This one here is the one that's been laying at rest, composting, hopefully, for about 10 to 12 weeks. So once that one's empty, I need to turn that into there. I only ever turn once. That's more than enough for me. The other bin that you can't quite see is the active bin that I've been using, but it's full. So I need to get this one here that's been resting empty so I can start putting the garden bits and pieces into there and then make this the resting bin. And then in, I don't know, 3, 4, whatever months, I'll turn it into there. Right, let's get on with it. I'm going to pull this off. Bo's just walked back through just to check things out and says, "What are you getting up to, Mother? You need to get a move on." Right, bin off. Just got you resting on my knee at the moment. So that's literally looking quite good. I can see loads of worms moving and it's in a good state. I'm going to slowly work through this and bag it up and see how I go. It probably won't go on to the garden beds till spring. So while it's a bit woody at the moment, it should still keep breaking down in the bags. Right, let's get on with it. Right, I've got that out. Well, I've got all the ready compost out into bags. It's taken me a while. It's just before 12 now, but I've had a few breaks in between just to pace myself. So that bit's done. Now I just need to pop the bin back in the gap and then probably after lunch I'll see how I feel. I might start having a go at this. Probably won't get it all done today, but if I get even a wee bit done it'll be good. So yeah, pretty happy with that for a morning's work. So I'll catch up with you later. Right, I'm back. It's about 2 o'clock. I've had a good long rest sitting on the bed with my favourite friend, the hot water bottle. I am going to pay for this tonight, I'm sure of it. But anyway, I am going to start on this second bin, i.e. the resting bin, into the middle bin for its final breakdown. Not sure how far I'm going to get, but for me, I need to get started. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to record all of it. I'm just going to look at it when I'm finished, i.e. today finished, and how far I've got. But yeah, we'll get on with it now. Right, I don't think you can see down there at the moment, but I've probably got 2/3 of it done, more than I thought I'd get done. So it's about 3:30 and I've run out of steam, so yeah, I'm going to give it up for the day and tackle it again tomorrow. But yeah, it's a bit stickier and wetter than I thought it was going to be. Probably partially my fault, partially hubby's fault. Reason hubby's in the mix is that he's been putting grass in there, and despite the fact that I've been putting barky type chips, fine bark chips in, it had got quite wet and gluggy in the areas that he'd really loaded it up with the grass. I had also been watering it because the stuff that I had at the top, which was things like onion stems and other stems, were really dry. And yeah, I think it's probably been a bit overwatered, me thinking that the stuff at the top was dry and the bottom would be dry, but it's not. So I'm slowly moving it into the thing and into the other bin. And as I'm doing that, I'm actually putting in quite a few layers of the bark chips to try and absorb some of that moisture and break it up a bit more. It'll mean that I'll probably need to leave this one in for quite a lot longer, but that's okay because that can sit there through till next spring, and if I need to empty the one that I'm going to let rest, that's fine. There'll be plenty of room just to pop that on top, and the whole lot can be in that bin for its second turn. So yeah, not too worried about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and curl up with my hot water bottle, I think. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Wednesday and day 2 of the compost turn. So it probably doesn't pick up on the camera, but it's really cloudy today. It's warm-ish. It's 18 degrees at the moment. And there is a nor'west at the moment, so it's got that rain shadow cloud, so it can be quite dark, and the camera will have adjusted for that. But it's very pleasant. There's not really a big wind. There's a breeze going at the moment, so meant to rain later. So my aim is to get that into there. There's actually not that much there now that I've come back out, so I'm quite pleased if really now on review of how much I got done yesterday. Give myself a pat on the shoulder. But I'll take the camera down in a minute and just show you what's left. Need to get that across, get the bin back there, and then I'd like to, if I can, load up as much as possible from the garden, because I don't really want to pick up wet stuff after it's rained. It's I mean, I don't mind I've dealt with more in my life than most people, I'm sure, because of my career. But yeah, anyway, that's my aim for this morning. So I'll bring the camera down and I'll show you what is left. Oh, and the boys are lurking. I can just see Bo heading down the alley at the moment going, what's that woman up to outside so early? You know, I've even got my coffee out here this morning. Right, let's have a look at the compost heap. Right, handheld, but I've got myself hopefully as steady as I can. So as you can see, there's actually not that much left. I'll pop a photo up on the side what it looked like when I first started. And yeah, pretty pleased with that. Right, let's get on with it and I'll show you what it's like when I finished. Done. Took me a bit longer, but because I was trying to pace myself a bit more today, but yeah, so about 11:30 now, so I'm really pleased it's done. Even got myself a celebratory coffee, so Weather's great still. It's northwest, so it's calm and it's cloudy, so I'm not getting baked by the sun. So I'm going to get a move on because it looks like the rain's going to hold off till later this afternoon, which will be awesome. So I'm going to try and clear the beds of all the stuff I've already pulled out and get it in there, and then get on with whatever else I need to do today. While this one that I was turning today was a lot wetter than I'd like, it had a humongous number of worms in it, which was just absolutely awesome. So I got some photos of those, so I'll pop them up so that you can have a look at that. And it just meant that I ended up putting a wee bit more carbon type stuff in the bin that I was turning into, just so I layered it a bit more because it had got so wet and claggy, but that's okay. It should break down quite nicely over winter, and just probably look at it come spring. I'll leave the bin that's been active now, leave that right over winter, and see how it is late winter, early spring, and see if it's ready for me to turn into the middle bin. If it is, all good. If it's not and the middle bin is ready to be used, I'll get it out onto the beds pre-spring. But I'll get on to doing this now, and probably show you what else I get up to later in the week, probably tomorrow. Now, though, if I get this sort of thing done now, I might get into doing some planting later. We'll see. Catch you later. Good afternoon. It's Thursday, and it's not that warm out here. There's a cold easterly blowing, and even though my back garden is reasonably sheltered, it's still cold. But it's just after 2, and I plan to get out here way earlier than this. I had a whole lot of paperwork I had to do this morning, and then I planned to get out straight after lunch, and then I got caught up with other stuff. You know how it goes. Anyway, I'm out here now, and I'm down by the pumpkin bed, and yesterday I got to about here, which is more or less halfway. Cleaned out a whole lot of weeds and dyed back vine. The sunflowers here, these two, they're basically done, and I'm just letting them dry because I want the sunflower seeds. So yeah, they'll have a bit longer, but I need to get on with it because I've been around to the shelving units that I have all my seedlings on, and they are desperate, and I've been saying this for at least 2 weeks. They're desperate to get out. Well, they're getting beyond desperate now. So I've got one bed prepped mainly up the back, well, half a bed, and I've just got a wee bit of work to do on a bit the other end of that bed. So I should get that finished today, and I'm going to haul out the basil and get that bed prepped, and I think the tomato bed should be about ready as well once I've got the basil out. Yeah, so I might be able to get a few things in today. Just check the weather for tomorrow. It's looking a bit, but you never know to the day. And I really want to get as much as possible done tomorrow because it's Friday. The weekend's going to be a bit bitsy. Saturday I've got the New Zealand Gardening on a Budget catch up in town, so that's my whole afternoon, and because I've got to travel, a bit in the morning too probably. So yeah, I just need to pull my finger out and get a move on. So right, that's what I'm going to do. I may do a bit of speedy, I don't know. I'll have a look and see how it pans out, because pulling weeds isn't that much fun, but I was sort of thinking of doing some around the planting, so we'll see. So the pumpkin bed is clear, ready for planting hopefully tomorrow. And the other bed at the far end, I've just got some new compost sitting on there. I changed my mind about topping up that bed because once I cleared a bit of the vegetation out, I noticed it dropped quite a bit. So I've put a couple of bags of compost on this end, and then the end near the deck stairs, I've popped one bag. Now the bag that I popped down there is really wet because it's been sitting out for a long time, so it's just sitting there trying to dry out a wee bit because it's like squidgy, not nice. So in the meantime, I'm going to clear the basil it's gone a bit far. It started to flower, but I'm sure that there's still quite a bit there that I can salvage. So I'll do that and then tidy this bed up. The bed behind you is the one that's still got the peppers on, the capsicums. So they're ripening. I picked a nice bright red one yesterday, and then there's probably 2 of the long ones. Name's gone out of my brain. But yeah, they're ready almost. One I could probably pick and the other one probably needs another week. So I'm hoping to leave them in place. So what I plant there will probably just be some spinach, which with luck I'll do tomorrow. It's ready, the bed's ready, it just needs planting out. The pumpkin bed's ready, that bed's basically ready, get this one ready, and yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you too. I've just checked out, and I'll pop a photo up, the sweater up, and it's a reasonably good strike. So yeah, I'll have to do a wee bit of thinning out because I did do it quite heavily because it was old seed. But I'll give it a couple of weeks till the plants are really established before I decide what stays and what doesn't stay. So really pleased about that. So onto it. We'll do a bit of speedy and catch you on the other side. Okay, so it's the basil all harvested. Got a little basket over here I'll take in and give a good wash, and as you saw there was a few hanger-oners. Nothing like a good caterpillar. I was using some the other day to make up the harvest sauce that I made in the weekend, and I spotted, just as I was about to pop it into the mixer to mix up, that there was a caterpillar cocoon wrapped up in one of the leaves, so I had to quickly get that out. Nothing like a bit of extra protein in your food. So yeah, happy with that. Not a great season for basil, but I have enough that I've been able to do a couple of loads in the freezer, so that's all I really want. And then I'll just use the minced up basil in sauces and things like that. Just I freeze them into little cubes with some oil and a wee bit of salt just to stop them going black, and yeah, just throw them into things like stews and soups and things like that. So there'll be plenty of that for over the winter. Bo came out before to see what I was up to. He'd been asleep in the house, so he popped out to see what I was up to. But I think I'll leave it there for now. I've got the pumpkin bed, this bed here, this one here, and most of the one with the capsicums in ready to plant out, and I'll do that tomorrow with luck. Hopefully the weather behaves. I think it's as I said earlier, I think it's going to rain in the morning or drizzle. But as long as it clears in the afternoon, that gives me plenty of time to catch up with things. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, it's time for a coffee and a chat, and I've got my coffee. I'm in desperate need of it this morning. And I'll own up, it's Sunday morning. I am so far behind, it's just not funny. This week's been a bit of a battle with the paperwork. I've got a couple of projects going on in the background that are just requiring a lot of time and a lot of paperwork currently. It was also a week where I spent 2 days tackling the compost. Got it done, and I managed to get it done without mucking up me too much, which is great. Yeah, I had a couple of stints on the bed with the hot water bottle, but yeah, no long-lasting grumpies or overnight grumpies from my back, so that's all good. That's an excellent outcome. So, compost, got it done, which meant then that I could actually get on and move on to getting the beds prepped. Now, this should have been done a couple of weeks ago, and as I said, lots of things are going on in the background that are just slowing me up in the garden at the moment. Weather's not helping either, because I'm trying to have to organise garden days on good days, but also challenge with the deadlines that I need for the paperwork and other things. But got the compost done, and I got most of the paperwork done, so I've got a bit more to do this week, but yeah, not so many deadline crunches this week, so that's good. So the garden tidy's gone well. I've got most of that sorted and done, and the compost new bin that I've emptied is starting to fill up, but that'll go right down to hardly anything once it gets some more moist composty stuff on it. At the moment, most of the stuff in there is fairly dry, so it's just sort of sitting there crunchy, but there'll be plenty of green waste heading its way very soon. So I had planned to get out and planting on Friday afternoon, but the weather never cleared. It was drizzly right through till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so I didn't actually get any planting done. That is planned for today once I get the vlog finished and edited and uploaded. So that's the plan. Try and get at least some of the brassicas out. And at the moment, there's no wind. I'm perched up on the deck because it's a bit cold and damp on the grass at the moment. We had a foggy dew type thing this morning. So yeah, I'm planning to get some planting done today. So, and then I think I've got all tomorrow and Tuesday free, other than just, chipping away at the never-ending load of paperwork. But yeah. So that will be good. It will be a good distraction to get me out of the house and out in front of the computer. So because of that, the vlog's going to be a bit shorter this week. But hey, I got it done, so that's the main thing. One of the other things that I've been doing this week, and it culminated yesterday, Saturday, was prepping and getting ready stuff and things like that in the background for the New Zealand Gardening on a Budget Christchurch meetup. So the meetup happened yesterday. It was a small group, but it was really nice to see everyone there. We had an absolutely wonderful talk from the owner of Terra Viva. Terra Viva is a garden centre and home centre and cafe that is independently owned, and it's an amazing little place out towards the airport. I think it's officially in a suburb called Burnside. But yeah, well worth going if you're over there. The food was amazing. The guy that organises, the head chef who organises everything, Stephen, he really did put on a lovely feed for us. So really appreciate Peter, who's the owner, and Stephen, who's the head chef. On top of that, all the staff were great. They went out of their way to make sure that we were in the right place and that we had a lovely area for our sit-down get-together. And yeah, they just were really attentive. So as many of you know, Easter's around the corner. So I'm thinking Easter, we need to have a wee competition. So I'm going to announce next week a little competition for people, and hopefully it'll go well, but you never know. But yeah, I'll announce all the details next vlog. As always, I'd like to thank all the people that have subscribed to the channel. You are amazing. Thank you very much for joining my journey. And if you haven't joined and you're visiting and seeing this vlog for the first time, please feel free to hit the subscriber button. It is free to do so. And if you have subscribed in the past, just check that you are still actually subscribed. YouTube's got this glitch where it somehow automatically unsubscribes people. Don't know how. It's happened to me on channels that I follow, and I suddenly find that I'm unsubscribed and not getting the indication that they've dropped a video. So yeah, so just check that you're still subscribed. That would be awesome. Thank you. So the weather's looking gorgeous out here at the moment. It's heading up around about 10:30. This time of year, the back garden slowly comes into sunlight, and the pussycats have been out, Bo and Lou. Bo's just walked past. You would have been out of camera shot. So I am going to leave it there for now, and I'm going to go and have my coffee and finish editing the video, get the stuff onto it, and then upload it. YouTube can be a bit slow uploading sometimes. I think it's probably because I upload on a Sunday. I have been trying to do it on a Saturday afternoon, but of course this week I'm a bit behind myself. So yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee, get that done, and then after lunch, because it'll take me till then, I'm going to get out into the garden and enjoy the lovely day. So I want to wish you a happy and safe week in your garden, and I hope you're having fun out there at the moment with this lovely autumn weather. And from me, for now, bye.